Morning micro map here. Saturday, I want to say it's August 5th. August 5th, I think. Let's see, yeah, August 5th. There we go. Saturday, August 5th. Haven't done a video in a couple days. Been really, really busy with the cars and the market. We had some gyrations, which, I talked about in my prior videos on the market. It was well expected with the big earnings, with the big caps from Amazon and Apple on Thursday, and the jobs report started to make the markets move. So yeah, haven't done any videos or YouTube shorts, but doing one today on my Saturday stroll before it gets really hot here in sunny South Florida, Miami. To see what the weather's gonna be like today. So right now it's 89 fair, but with the humidity it feels like 103. It's not even 10 in the morning here, Eastern Standard Time. Probably some thunderstorms after 1 p.m. And humidity 68 right now, UV index 4. Allergies are moderate in the area, and the air quality is good. Micro dust. That is, oh look, there's a hurricane here. I don't know what it is. Sweat, outdoor conditions, sweat index very uncomfortable, heat index very hot, mosquito activity moderate, UV index moderate. And that is your Miami forecast for the day. I'm a meteorologist as well. Funny. On the health front, back feels better. Still a little sore. Haven't done a weigh-in. My next weigh-in will be, I'll probably just wait till August 10th. That'll be the 60-day mark. I started at 258. The last weigh-in was I've been fluctuating between 241 and 243. My goal is to crack the 240s, and hopefully by the 10th I could be at 239. It would be great if I could be 238. That would be amazing. But it's not only the scale. I feel that my belly's getting smaller, and that I'm eating my fat, and my fat is melting off. So that keto and fasting really works. High fat, low carb diet is working. That's what works for me. Everybody's different. It's pretty crazy. I did a video on eggs, and I mainly do videos on, I try and be diversified. I mainly do videos on finance because that's my passion. So when you do a channel, you want to do it on your passion, what you like and what you're knowledgeable about. So I do a lot of options trading, which I've learned through the years, and that's what I try and focus on the channel. And it's kind of funny. Sometimes I do like an off-topic video, and I just did a video on a YouTube short on pasture-raised eggs, and that thing almost got 1,000 views. It's kind of funny how things are. I was telling my wife, and she's laughing. Like, nobody cares about options or stock market. So I just thought it was pretty funny. So yeah, I did that video on eggs because I eat a lot of eggs, and I was telling one of the original subscribers, Tejas, that to look for pasture raised. Those are the ones that you really want to focus on if you eat a lot of eggs, which I do. I can do 4 to 6 a day easy, and I could probably eat more. And for those that say that it raises your cholesterol, it really doesn't, because I did this for a year when I was hurting. I was up to 280 pounds, and all I did was focus on changing my diet, and I got down to 220 and lost 60 pounds eating bacon, eggs, and for dinner I would eat steaks cooked in butter and salad. And my carbs were maybe those sprouted grain breads, Ezekiel, and actually I found another one called Silver Hill, which I can only find at Whole Foods, but I really like it because it's softer. Ezekiel could be a little bit tough on the roof of the mouth. It's a harder bread. I really like that Silver Hill bread, the brown one. I don't know the name of it. Maybe I'll do a video on it, but that was pretty much my source of carb, which was each slice is about 10 to 12 grams of carbs. And then my other source is dark chocolate. I like dark chocolate. And I drink organic milk. I like milk. I've always enjoyed a glass of milk. I mean, each glass of milk has 12 grams of sugar. But I like the fat milk. Everything I eat is fat. And I did that, and my cholesterol didn't go up, and my triglycerides went down. So everybody's different. To me, it didn't. It made my biomarkers get better. So enough of that on the health front. So I'll do another video with the weigh-in in, probably 5 more days. So hopefully I can crack that 240 mark, and then start towards another month of a new goal. So what else? We talked about weather. We talked about the fat loss, the getting healthy. Health is wealth. Tejas, these Rangers beat up the Marlins last night. Marlins are slumping. I want to say they're probably like 5 or 4 in the last almost 20 games maybe. They're doing very, very bad. The GM made some big moves, and we'll see if they can click and get something together. We got a new third baseman from the White Sox with 25 jacks. We got Bell, which is a switch hitter from the Indians. We picked up a lefty pitcher from the Padres, and we picked up the Mets closer. So she really did her job, because that's what I would have done as a GM, looking at that lineup and looking at what they've done this year. We're still in the wild card race. We'll see. We have this month and September. So it's coming to an end here soon. Soon have some playoff baseball. And we got college football starting soon. I think hockey and basketball start up again in October. Everything gets into full force here shortly. I think DraftKings reported decent numbers. I think they were up to like $33 a share. That one's come up a lot in the last year. It's come up a lot. I think that thing was down to $15 now. It's basically doubled. I wish we could use that down here in Florida, but they don't allow us. It's illegal here in Florida, so I can't use that. They don't let us. I think the Indians have the gambling market controlled here. The Seminole Hard Rock and the Miccosukee Indian tribe have it pretty much on lockdown, so can't do that. So that stock did well. So enough of the baseball and all that. Going back to the markets. So this week was my best week of the year. Being that I'm an option seller, wasn't doing much. Just picking up some stocks here and there. Very little dabbling. But it wasn't tech stuff, because in my opinion, tech was overvalued and is overvalued. I was picking up some retailers and things that I think were pretty good prices. Ulta Beauty was beat up. United Rentals was beat up. Carvana was beat up, even though that's kind of like an iffy bet with their finances. To name a few. So picked up a couple of those shares, and that's what I'm holding. On the options front, haven't really been doing actively. Haven't been active because the VIX was at 13. So if we don't have a lot of volatility, it's not good for an option seller like me. But this week we perked up, and I think the VIX is at 17, and we need it higher, and it could go higher. So I was a lot more active this week. I think I did over 70 trades this week. And this big sell-off helped me immensely. That's another reason why I didn't do videos. When when the market starts getting volatile, I concentrate on the market, and obviously my other, my job. I have my job too of selling cars, which is busy too. Thank God. So I can't complain here on the trading front or on the car front. Everything's going well. Thank God. To the man upstairs. I still, in regards to my macro outlook and the market, good thing we saw the VIX go up, which I mentioned. So I think we'll have some good two-way action. And usually on Fridays we don't close with the VIX up. I think we were up 80 cents and we closed over $17, 17 on the VIX. So I think we're gonna have some big whipsaw, and a lot of indexes and stocks are crucial, getting close to big moving averages. So I'm not a big chartist or technical guy. I mean, I don't really throw Fibonacci retracements and RSI and MACD. I mean, I have them there on my chart, but I'm not an expert on them. I look at them, and I look at moving averages. I look more at strategies, volatility, if the options are expensive or cheap, and probability of success when I enter the trade. That's what I mainly focus on. Charts are just history. Charts are just history of price patterns. I just look for more probabilities and high IV. Let me make sure something here. Okay, I want to make sure I was recording. So we had. So what happened in the market this week? So we had big earnings between Apple and Amazon. Obviously, Apple makes a big percentage of the S&P and NASDAQ, bigger than Apple's like a $3 trillion company. I don't know if the market cap went underneath that on the sell-off. I have to check. And Amazon, I think, jumped up to like 1.5, 1.6 trillion. Amazon did well, Apple did not so hot. And that's what made the market gyrate. We also had the job report, which it was less than expected. And there's a lot of part-time jobs. And we know that everybody's working 2 or 3 jobs just to make ends meet because of inflation. It's out of control. On the inflation front, the things that we need on an everyday basis, especially food, that shit's just out of control. Completely. Especially now that I'm trying to get healthy, I'm not a big go out and eat guy. I just like to go to the store and get I keep it simple, I keep it a routine. And my wife likes to eat out, and so does my daughter. But they don't have high blood pressure or anything like that, so that affects me. So I'm just trying to take care. My wife is a little bit higher. My kid she's 16, so at that age you can eat rocks and nothing happens. So that's what caused the gyrations in the market, those 2 big caps, the job report. And also we're having a lot of gyrations in the bond market. The 10-year yield got up to almost 4.20 on Thursday. I mean, the bond market started getting out of control. Interest rates rise when people sell bonds. So if you sell bonds, interest rates go up. And there was a lot of selling on Thursday. And then Friday, someone stepped in and started buying and dropped the interest rates. So when you buy bonds, interest rates go down. Somebody stepped in and started buying the 10-year bond. The front of the curve, so the bond market, so let me back up. The biggest market on earth is the Forex market, the currency market. And you guys know how I feel about the dollar. The dollar's the world reserve currency of the world. And I think that the world is going through de-dollarization for the simple fact that we have too much debt. And second, if you're a country and you're holding dollars and that country, the United States of America, says, hey, we want to sanction you, we don't like what you're doing, and they put an economic grip on your country because the dollar is the reserve currency, and you're holding dollars, like what happened with Russia. Countries don't want to be controlled like that. So that's another reason why the world is probably moving towards a different monetary system, which we'll eventually see. Who knows what it is? All I know is that the money has been money for forever and for ages and ages and ages, back to biblical times. It's gold and silver. And if you can't hold it, you don't own it. So that's just my 2 cents on that. So, and you got the digital, which I always say, okay, maybe 3 to 5% of some crypto stuff, and basically Bitcoin or Ether. Put it in your allocation, in your game plan of investments or saving strategy. I wouldn't even mess with the altcoins. I wouldn't even mess with Coinbase or any of those brokers. You can either do it through BITO or the Ethereum ETF, and you can buy them in your brokerage account. You know, TD Ameritrade or Tastyworks. I have 2 accounts just in case one's down or the other one is not working. They both have pretty similar pricing commission structures. I like Tastyworks, to be honest with you. The thing that, and they also have some coins on that platform. TD Ameritrade has no coins, just ETFs. Unless you want to buy futures on Bitcoin or Ethereum on TD Ameritrade, which they have the big ones and they have the micros. So then after the Forex market comes the debt market, which is the bond market. Yo, what's up, man? How are you? How you doing? What you doing around here, man?
We're going into the Keys right now. I was there for Southwest 30th reunion.
Oh, wow, for real?
Yeah, I saw Eddie Hernandez.
Oh, really?
He's a baseball player.
Sounds familiar.
That's why he has no voice.
Renee
Screaming online.
Renee Balcer.
Oh, wow.
That was his last name, Renee Balcer. Janelle Ruiz.
That he played football.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback.
Quarterback, yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
I remember him.
Yeah, Janelle was there.
Did Doug go?
No, he was in my class.
He didn't go?
He was in 93.
Oh.
We took a tour of the school and everything.
Oh,
Then
wow.
we met up at Blue Martini later.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah, it was cool.
Cool, man.
And you know what happened to me?
What?
I got an operation on my eye.
What happened?
Cataract.
Oh, okay. But everything good?
Yeah. Now I got no see the from this side.
Let me see.
Yeah. It was yesterday.
Oh, okay. You're not supposed to get sun, no?
So,
Probably better put sunglasses on.
Yeah, I got some to go outside.
Okay.
Pretty place.
I'm waiting for my new glasses. I have to get progressives.
Really? Oh my God. We are growing old.
Take care. Have fun.
Oh, yeah.
All right, man. Some neighbors. Sorry for the interruption, but wanted to say hi. So the next market is the debt market. So the debt market is the second biggest market, and now we know obviously the government has to issue bonds to pay for all its programs, and they actually so backing up, another reason the markets took a hit was because the Moody's and I think it was Moody's and Fitch downgraded the United States credit rating, obviously because of all the debt we have. I mean, the debt's out of control. I mean, it's completely out of control. You have school debt, you have credit card debt, you have the country's deficits. It's just mind-boggling. So yeah, they got downgraded. So how does the government get their money, they sell debt. So if the United States is selling all this debt, and maybe other countries don't want to buy it because maybe they think, hey, the interest rate is not worth it to be in this debt for 10 years to get paid 4%. And on a 30-year bond, I think it was, I know the 30-year and the 10-year bond they were under the 1 year and the 2 year bonds or notes. So that's what causes the inverted yield curve. Usually you have three things in the curve. When I say curve, is you have short-term duration, which is 6-month CD, 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 10 year. I don't know, they have 15 year, 20 year, 30 year, etc. That's the curve. And if the front of the curve is higher than the back of the curve, that's an inverted yield curve. And usually it's a big indicator of recession. And that's where we've been. When the yield curve flattens, it means pretty much everything's in line. And you can Google and do your homework and study. And if you want to become an expert on yield curve, you can. You can learn about it. And there's opportunities to make money on yield curve. And if so, like let's say the front of the curve is lower, and the longer you go on in time, the rates increase. That is a regular yield curve, and when that happens is steepening when it's inverted. So it should be you have lower rates in the front, and as you lend money out in time, should be higher interest rate. If I'm tying up my money for 10 or 30 years, you want a good rate of return. So that's enough on the debt market. So that market was gyrating. And that's why the Fed's balance sheet is up to, I don't know, last time it was 9 trillion, maybe it's down to 8 trillion. They call it quantitative easing, which is AKA money printing. Because the Fed is a private central bank, which is a total entity, different entity from the government. And what they're doing is printing money and buying the bonds to help the government. And back in the 80s, Volcker told the government, hey, you got to get your shit in order. You got to get your house in order. That's like a credit card cutting you off and say, hey, you have too much debt. You got to get your shit in order in your house, pay down your debt. And that's what needs to happen. You need to cut your spending. And that's what our government needs to do. But they're not doing it. Nobody's talking about that. So that's another problem that happened in the market this week. Boy, it is getting hot. I think I'm gonna cut this lap here short. It is getting a little hot. So what else? So that's the debt market. And then in the stock market, well, I've been saying that we've been overextended completely in tech, and it came to fruition this weekend. We'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting open Sunday night. Sunday night, the futures open. It's going to be interesting to see how we react, and we're going to see how cool what's going to happen Monday. I love this stuff. You know, people say the market's rigged. You can call it what you want, but if you're mechanical in what you do and you watch and you stay engaged, and I think options are the way, because you don't need a lot to trade. And 60-70% of the country is living paycheck to paycheck based on what the news says, then you really want to be conscious of how you can make a lot with a little, or more with a little, and how to protect your portfolio as well, which bait and waiting is very important. My thought process still stays the same. I'm not gonna get into individual stocks. I'll do shorts on those. This is just for the subscribers that like to hear me talk for a little bit and talk about the macro and what I see out there. But my thesis is still the same. I think you need to be diversified out of U.S. dollars for sure. You want to be into energy. Hey, how are you? You want to be into energy? Did you guys see XLE and XOP like I've been telling you? My biggest gainers in my portfolio. And, you know, the Saudis this week came out again and said we're sticking to our production cuts in August through September. How you like those apples? Oil is at highs, and I think it's only going to get worse. I think oil can make a run for $100 a barrel. So you want to be in energy, you want to be in commodities, gold, silver, ag. Definitely want to be in the commodity space. I think the dollar's going to weaken. I think interest rates they have to go up. The market's going to make them go up. The Fed could try and step in and control it. We'll see what happens. And you want to be in international markets. And if you don't, I'm not a financial advisor, but I've been watching markets for forever, since I was in college. And I'm 47. Chime in. If you need help, I can give you some ETFs. Do your due diligence, invest in your own risk. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. But that is a trend that I see that's going to happen. And when the stampede comes and everybody rushes into these commodities, it's going to be a big transfer of wealth. That's my 2 cents on it. I'm almost getting back to the house. It's incredible how hot it is. I know this video's been long, but I haven't done videos in a couple days, so I wanted to chime in on everything that I saw. And I'll do some YouTube shorts on some individual names, etc. Like, subscribe, share the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. God bless. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.